arrival, especially for those who never lifted a hand or lifted a finger or acted in a negative way against anyone of Am Israel. So with that being said, the Zohar of today, also from Perashat Shelach, talks about a very interesting concept. I read it earlier today as I was preparing the class and monitoring the technical department parallel to my class, because the system is coming down too often, and the audio recording is going on with a separate device. But if you have issues with the video, we apologize for that technical hiccup. Now, let's continue. The Zohar of today talks about the relationship between people and angels. Now, to give a brief introduction, I'd like to go quickly, very quickly, the Aventura of last week's Torah portion. Everything is divine providence. I tell you a personal story that happened with Rabbi Mordechai Eliyahu Alav Shalom and I. He came to Miami, maybe 1994, 1995, when we were on 41st Street in Sha'arei Ezra, and the fellow who brought the rabbi on a Thursday, he says, let's organize a shi'ur for the great rabbi for Mosa'e Shabbat. Was Shabbat Hanukkah. And everybody knows that Shabbat Hanukkah and the Aventura of last week is the same Aventura. Roni Besimchi Bat Sion. This is the Aventura. And I said to the fellow, I'm not sure if we can pull this off from Thursday afternoon till Mosa'e Shabbat to fill the synagogue. He says, Rabbi, a great tzaddik came to our city, and it's true, that's for sure, and we need to maximize the rabbi's visit for the rabbi to speak to the Kahal Kadosh. So he said, okay, let me see if we can get people that speak Hebrew. The rabbi spoke Hebrew and Arabic. He says, no. He says, that's limiting the rabbi. He says, so what do you want me to do? In my innocence, I asked this fellow. He says, you're going to translate to the rabbi. It says, what? You expect me to translate such a great Talmid Chacham? I'm afraid. I'm embarrassed. No, but you're the rabbi of the shul. I said, I know. Get somebody else. He says, not only that, you're going to translate for the rabbi in English and in Spanish. And then I said to myself, Uli. But Baruch Hashem, Hashem saw the fear in my heart and the great response of the Kahal that came. Standing room only. There was no room to move. Maybe on a Mosa'e Shabbat, we had maybe over 200 and change. And I did something that I don't believe that I did it again in my life. Translating simultaneously from Hebrew to English and Spanish. And Baruch Hashem, there was a miracle from the heavens, and the rabbi and the Kahal were very pleased with the outcome. But internally, as you can imagine, I was shaking. A, of not missing such a illustrious Talmid Chacham message, and switching languages from the Hebrew to the English to the Spanish, etc. And Baruch Hashem, Borei Olam, as I said before, had mercy on me, and it was a magnificent night to remember. Baruch Hashem, later on throughout history, I had again the privilege and the honor several times of translating of the chief rabbi of Israel, Hacham Yitzhak Yosef, Hacham Shlomo Amar, and even Hacham Bakshi Doron, the great tzaddikim that occasionally visit our city and our synagogue. So, but that was with Rabbi Mordechai Eliyahu, I think was my first, field training on this particular concept. So I remember vividly the Aftara that he spoke about on last Shabbat, Perashat Be'alotecha. And the Aftara, the rabbi went on to describe the background of the Aftara, how Yoshua Kohen Gadol's sons regretfully were married with wives that were not suitable for Kohanim, and how the rabbi's life was in grave danger, and the rabbi got saved, etc. But I like to quote an interesting pasuk that says, "Benatati lecha mahlechim ben ha'omedim ha'ele." The pasuk writes, right in the middle of the Aftara, "Ko amar Hashem sevakot im bidrachai telech." If you're going to follow in my footsteps, ve'im et mishmarti tishmor, and you're going to be on the guard. In other words, you're a Kohen Gadol, you're in the Bet HaMikdash, you got to protect the location. וגם אתה תדין את ביתי וגם תשמור את חסריי, ונתתי לך מהלכים בין העומדים האלה. I will give you a pathway among those that are stationary. Now, this pasuk brings two concepts of life. One is omed, and the other one is mehalech. One is the one that walks, and the other one is the one that stays still. So we seem to understand from this Aftara that this is the difference between humans and malachim, angels. Malachim are created for a purpose, for a mission, not only to praise Hashem, obviously, but to fulfill certain missions. And different malachim have different missions to fulfill. Some are known malachim, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, etc. But then we have malachim that we don't really have access or even know their names, but they have certain job descriptions that they must fulfill. But the pasuk calls the malach omed. Why omed? Because the malach doesn't grow spiritually. The malach doesn't have yetzer hara. The malach doesn't do a lot of the things that we do as humans. And how does the pasuk call a human? Mehalech. Mehalech is from walking. Holech. So the pasuk is telling us that a person, a Yehudi, has the power to supersede the level of the malachim. Why? Because we are able to move forward and to move upwards, hopefully, and not the opposite. That's why the Gemara writes, Ma'alin ba'kodesh be'enan moridim. You grow in spirituality and you don't go down. That's why from the laws of Bet HaKnesset, you're allowed to make a synagogue, a Bet Midrash, a place of Torah study, but you cannot make a place of Torah study as a prayer of tefillah only, because that is downgrading the room, that is downgrading the area. So tefillah is important, but according to the Gemara, Torah learning definitely and according to the halakha, definitely supersedes the concept of tefillah. So we understand already that malach is stationary, and humans are able to move up and down spiritually, etc. With that being said, the Zohar talks about the malachim that are surrounding the person. And this is something that we say in the Kiddush every Friday night. Ki malachav yesavelach ishmorcha vechol derachecha. Hashem ishmor zetecha uboecha me'ata ve'ad olam. This is also found in the Tefillah in Shabbat morning, in the Zemirot, and also in one of the Shila Ma'alot. This is how we conclude, etc. So we understand that the concept of Malachim is something that they are constantly surrounding the person. That's very good. The Zohar tells us also that these malachim, they are with us throughout the day. And they are the ones that many times gives us, let's call it, the inner strength to get up early, to serve Hashem, to act in a good way, to act in a Jewish way, to act in a godly way. And the Zohar says that also the Malachim, they become like our coach. In what sense? The Zohar says that the Malachim also have this power to encourage the person to speak properly. Sometimes we don't. It means that we're not listening. Or sometimes we don't even think. I know that this may be too deep, but this is exactly what the Zohar of today explains. And that is the reason why it says the Zohar of today that when it comes to prayer, especially for men, what do? We wrap our body with the talit, and then we put on tefillin. The Zohar explains that the presence of these two mitzvot in the life of a person, and I'm sure that Baruch Hashem, everybody puts on talit and tefillin on a regular basis, so I don't have to really explain the importance, etc. But we all know very well the talit wraps the body, so to speak, and the tefillin, it affects, the life of a person through the intellect, which is the head, through the arm, which is the action, and from the arm, it points to the heart. So we have now three elements. We have the emotions from the heart, the actions represented by the hands of the person, and the intellect, which is the brain, the thought. So we have the thought, the action, and the emotions. So all these four components, which means the talit and the tefillin, so now they create, let's say, the way the Zohar explains, like an aura of godliness and holiness that surround the husband's or the man's body. So you may say, Rabbi, what about the ladies? I'll give you the answer. The ladies don't need all of the above. The ladies, by dressing modestly, this is their magnet to attract godliness into the life, into their home, into the family. That is the way it is. That the men must do extra curriculum activities, extra mitzvot, to be able to hopefully reach the spiritual level of the wife. And hence, God gives the wife the concept of pregnancy and responsible to carry the baby during the 9 months of pregnancy. Not men do that. The lady may say, Rabbi, but God never gave the men to get pregnant. I understand that, but why? Did you ever ask yourself why? Because when a child is born, the mother, in a way, is the connector through the Shekhinah in the home. This is what the wife is. The wife is the connector between the husband and Hashem's presence through the wife. And that's why the Gemara highlights and reinforces often the importance of marriage. Because if a man is not married, so to speak, it's missing his better half. It's missing his neshama. His neshama is incomplete. And if the neshama is incomplete, the Shekhinah doesn't have much to look for in that type of environment. So we bless, by the way, all the single men and young ladies, the Be'ezat Hashem send them their suitable shidduch. Amen. Now, let's go further. The Zohar explains further. And it says that the Malachim, these angels, are not only with the person when it comes to godly matters, like praying, learning Torah, saying berachot, the Zohar says that this relationship with the malachim continues throughout the day. So what happens now when a person is going to work? So the malachim inject this thought in the heart of the person. Is actually a pasuk from the book of Tehillim that says, Sur mera va'aseh tov. Stay away from doing wrong and do good. What is the Gemara, what is the Zohar referring to at this moment? Short answer will be, Emunah in business. Nasata venatata ve'emunah. Conducting ourselves in the proper way in the world of business. Treating employees properly, paying on time, being honest with the customers, etc. And the Musar and the Zohar rather says that the Malachim are the ones who at the end of the day give a report, so to speak. How did our day go? How was our day? What did we do throughout the day? The mitzvot, the ma'asim tovim, the charity, the chesed, and everything else that goes to the person's life. And the Zohar Kadosh writes and it says that also when a person sits down to learn Torah, like we do, Baruch Hashem, at this hour, almost every day of the week, with the exception of Shabbat, all these malachim testify to HaKadosh Baruch Hu by saying, look at Mr. and so, look at Mrs. so, that they sat down to learn Torah and to listen to a Torah class. And they give to HaKadosh Baruch Hu le'a'id alav tovot. It says, what is the benefit of this? It says that if a person comes across a situation and that the person needs an additional help from heaven, or a person needs a small miracle, or a person needs something to happen for good, the Zohar Kadosh writes that these malachim, observing our learning throughout the day and our good behavior, they are on the front line to say to the Almighty, Borei Olam, we are witnesses how this and this person is doing X, Y, Z to your honor, to learn Torah, to grow better. And the Zohar Kadosh writes that in the zechut of these malachim testifying on our behalf, Borei Olam grants our wishes. What a beautiful message that the Zohar of today brings. The Zohar Kadosh goes even further, describing the different parts of the tefillin and obviously the concept of the talit, which we're going to open up very softly, the concept of the talit. The tefillin, we spoke about it in the past. Today, tomorrow, Belineder, since in this parasha we come across the mitzvah of sisit, so we can do a soft opening the next few moments to discuss the mitzvah of sisit. So the Zohar Kadosh writes and it says that a person wears the talit or wears the sisit, in which contains 4 corners, and that's how the talit should be worn. 2 sisiyot in the front, 2 sisiyot in the back. Some people have the custom of wearing it as a scarf, and really halachically we're not fulfilling the mitzvah in the proper way. 2 sisiyot in the front, 2 sisiyot in the back. What is the meaning of these 2 and 2? One of the explanations is this refers the person's personal protection from the 4 corners of the world. That is one protection. Another concept of protection, it says that these adim, these sisiyot, are representative of 4 malachim, 4 angels, which are 4 witnesses that a person should not commit 4 different types of transgressions. Number 1, bediburo, how the person speaks. Number 2, beyadav, how the person acts with the hands. Number 3, beraglav, where the person goes to. And number 4, be'einav, what the person looks at. And this mitzvah of the sisit, so to speak, becomes like a guardian angel to the life of the person, to give the person the hizuk necessary, as the pasuk writes at the end of this week's Torah portion when it comes to the mitzvah of sisit. The pasuk writes, "Ve'aya lachem lesisit uritem oto uzchartem et kol mizvot Hashem." We look at the sisit and we remember all of the commandments of the Torah, va'asitem otam, and we do them. And the way we learned is that basically, if you look at the word sisit, we write sisit maleh. What does it mean maleh? We add an extra yod to the word sisit. If you look in the Sefer, sisit is written without the yod. But when it comes to write it for grammatical reasons, we do sisit, otherwise it will be sisat, because the hirik usually has a yod after it. So we need to have sadik yod, tav. That means the number 600, 90, 10, 90, 10, plus 400, that's 600. Then we have, it says clear the Zohar Kadosh, something that we already know. We have the sisiot. We have the rings of the sisit. We have the strings of the sisit, 8 strings. And we have, between each set of rings, we have knots. We have 5 set of knots. We have knots, rings, knots, rings, knots, rings, knots, rings. 4 set of rings, 5 set of knots. K-N-O-T-S. Not knots, N-U-T-S, that's to eat. Knots means the knots of the sisit. So what these 5 knots represents? Short answer. The 5 books of the Torah. Hamisha Chomshe Torah. So if I have that plus 600 of the word sisit of the garment, that's 605. How many strings we have? 8 strings. So 600 plus 5 plus 8, that gives me 613. So we explain the 5 represents the 5 Humashim of the Torah. And the 8 represents the openings of the human body. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 1 mouth, and 1 berit milah. How holiness and godliness must be preserved in all of these parts of the human body. We can throw in something else, that the knots of the sisit are actually 5 which are double. So that represents the 10 commandments. The 10 commandments of the Torah, which if you remember, around Shavuot time, we mentioned that the 10 commandments of the Torah represents all of our mitzvot of the Torah and the mitzvot of Hachamim. And that's what the Pasuk says. Uritemoto, when you look at the sisit, uzchartem et kol mitzvot Hashem, we're going to remember all of the commandments of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And the Zohar of today actually continues discussing the topic of the numbers. But it's a bit lengthy, so therefore I will put a hold on this topic, and Be'ezat Hashem, we are going to continue since these 2 classes, today's Zohar and tomorrow's Zohar, they connect describing the secrets of the sisit. Why the sisit has 7, 8, 11, 13, according to one opinion. Or another opinion is Yod Ke, Vav Ke, 10, 5, 6, 5. But do not worry, Be'ezat Hashem will pick up tomorrow from the topic that we left pending today. And let us hope and pray that by reinforcing the mitzvot that we do on a regular basis, that all the berachot and all of the salvation and all of the protection will come upon us. Now, I'm sure the ladies may be wondering, Rabbi, I understand the angels, that I need to be careful, the way I talk, the way I dress, the way I function, all that is clear. But what about us? What happens to our sisit? How do I become beneficiary of the mitzvah of sisit? So, as I said earlier, ladies don't need to wear sisit because they are a walking representation of God at home and in the world. That's number 1. Number 2, Number two, if you would like to be a partner in this mitzvah, perhaps reminding the husband of wearing the tzitzit, or making sure that when the tzitziyot are being washed, the strings are completely separated, and therefore the person is able to see the 8 strings mamash separated in a physical way. And this is how the wife becomes a partner in the mitzvah of the husband. And we'll discuss tomorrow what are the benefits of wearing tzitzit and talit, but Be'ezat Hashem will save this for tomorrow. Iratzon, that the words of Torah of today, Bila Ilui Nishmat, the great Rabbi Ishmael Kohen Gadol, Hashem Enkom Damo, as well as Hacham Mordechai Semach ben Mazal Eliyahu, the great Rabbi Mordechai Eliyahu, Zecher Sadik Livracha, on today's being the day of his Yortzeit or Hilulah, Tieh Nishmatam Serura Bisror HaChaim. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you Be'ezat Hashem a bit later. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen ve'amen.